And I'm trying to understand how you are taking my rights away as a patient to be able to decide my own care.
The labor pains Cherise Doyley felt in September 2024 were familiar.
Well, nothing's been decided yet.
Yet the virtual courtroom she wound up in was anything but.
Now, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Video obtained by NBC News shows the 32-year-old black woman in her hospital bed pulled into a virtual emergency court hearing as Florida state attorneys on behalf of the hospital sought a court-ordered C-section.
The state of Florida has filed a petition for declaratory judgment.
After 3 prior C-sections, Doyley, who is a birthing doula, hoped her 4th delivery would be a VBAC, or vaginal birth after C-section.
Well, my previous C-section experiences were less than ideal, specifically the recovery portion.
According to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, a VBAC can be attempted in a hospital under close monitoring after 2 C-sections, but guidance is limited after 3 surgeries.
Were you considered high risk?
I had a very normal low-risk pregnancy.
According to court transcripts and video reviewed by NBC News, Doyley arrived at University of Florida Health Hospital in downtown Jacksonville via ambulance around 2 a.m. Doyley says that after nearly 12 hours of labor with no prior warning, a nurse handed her a tablet and told her she was now facing a circuit court judge, Michael Khalil.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
During the hearing, attending physician Dr. Aaron Burnett testified in part that Doyley had ruptured membranes and was not showing progress. Her cervical dilation had stalled, her contractions were, quote, spacing out, and fetal heart racing is looking worse. But when asked directly by the judge, Dr. Burnett says that she does not believe Doyley or her baby are in immediate danger.
Nobody is here to speak for me.
When Doyley asks if she can call a lawyer or a patient advocate, the judge says
there's not a constitutional right to counsel in one of these proceedings.
First reported by ProPublica, the exchange has since gone viral, reigniting national debate over fetal rights and maternal autonomy as federal abortion rights have dissipated in the post-Dobbs era. According to Pregnancy Justice, which has also represented Doyley, at least 17 states recognize, quote, fetal rights either by law or judicial decision.
In a post-Dobbs world, states do not have to defer to the rights, the interests, the desires of pregnant folks.
Kiara Bridges is a professor of law at UC Berkeley.
States are much more inclined to be punitive towards those who might be demonstrating a willingness to deprioritize the health and life of the fetus over the health and life of the pregnant person.
While court-mandated C-sections are extremely rare, according to ProPublica's analysis, they can happen anywhere courts interpret fetal rights as overriding maternal autonomy. In Doyley's case, the judge approved an emergency C-section as deemed necessary by the attending physician. Doyley says her baby was delivered by emergency C-section around 3 a.m. after medical staff said her daughter's heart rate dropped.
If there were any indications that your child was in distress or that you were at risk, would you have accepted a C-section?
Absolutely. And, I even conveyed that to the judge. I did tell them that, if it gets to the point that we have to make a decision between my life and the baby's life, that I need to live. I have children in the world that need me.
NBC News reached out to the hospital and Dr. Burnett for comment, but a spokesperson for the hospital declined, citing patient privacy.
This is a more than just a misunderstanding between a patient and provider, and ultimately an extreme abuse of power and government overreach on a mentally competent woman's bodily autonomy during labor. Honestly, it's alarming.
Zinclea Samoa, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.